if I'm better than yesterday, which I want you guys to talk about the podcast, if I'm better than yesterday and I'm still doing it, just the fact that I did it today means that I'm making a step forward. And it's that same journey in spirituality. I got up this morning. I loved myself today. Like I comforted myself through that horrible thing that I was thinking about myself, or even just I acknowledge that I'm thinking that, and I know that that's not the right way to be looking at this, but I'm not ready to shift yet. All of that is something that it's literally, Jake was the one who said it earlier, one step at a time, and taking these little measures that make a difference in our daily life. I mean, that's what I talk about spiritually, but I had never really applied it to the physical side of it.
Comparison is the thief of joy. And many people...
Wait, hold on. Comparison is the thief of joy. See, now I sounded like Oprah there, but I needed a moment to say that. Comparison is the thief of joy. If somebody will put that in the comments, I would love that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I did not come up with that. Somebody much greater than myself came up with it. I forget who it was, but that has always resonated with me. I've done a lot of comparing in my life. I've done a lot of, and I have videos on our channel where I'm point blank talking about how I compared myself and how it's so wrong for you. It's so wrong for you because you cannot compare yourself to someone else and be like, I should be there physically, financially, business-wise, whatever. You can't. You're not that person. You haven't been through their experiences. So, I think a lot of people identify with, I want to look like that guy. I want to look like that person. Here's the thing. You're not going to. And I don't say that in a negative light. I say that from a light of... My phone's ringing. Apologies. I don't say that in a negative light. I say that with the turnaround of, you can't be that person. But I'll tell you one thing. That person can't be you. So just try to improve you. And that whole, like, our slogan is better than yesterday every day. There was a point in my fitness journey where I was like, comparing myself to someone else hasn't improved me one bit. And when I really just started adopting the notion of, I'm going to just work on me. I'm going to work on baby steps to whatever I'm doing. And I'm going to work on it on a daily basis. I'm going to do it every single day. There's no way that I won't constantly improve and eventually get to quote unquote my destination. There's not a destination, but yeah, go ahead, Jenna.
Yeah. And I think going back to what we had mentioned earlier about being judged, I think at least in my personal journey, I've made myself almost invisible in the past, trying to shy away from, I don't want to be judged by anybody, but you can't avoid it. So I think leaning into that of knowing that whoever it is that sees you makes some sort of snap judgment, whether it's just a fleeting thought and then they'll never think about you again, or they are one of your closest friends or relatives and they're going to judge you constantly. You just got to push through that, and your judgment of yourself is most important. And I think when I started my physical journey, something that I really hated Matt for was that he told me to take before pictures, because there's going to be days where you're obsessed with the number on the scale and you're going to be changing even when that number doesn't change. And I really hated that because I don't want to take pictures of myself. I don't want to look at that. But going back, I'm really thankful that you did. And I think that you can do that mentally too, as far as journaling or documenting your process, because even if you're just inching forward every day, you might not notice the change in yourself. But if you've got that documentation going back a day, a week, a month, a year, and seeing all the things that you've overcome, I think that's really important to document your journey so you can go back and look when you're feeling down on yourself, like you're not making progress, that you can go back and see the documentation that you are.
1000%.
Yeah. RuPaul says something. I don't know if y'all are familiar with RuPaul. I love RuPaul. She says, other people's opinions of me are none of my business.
Yes.
And that is something that I have adopted in such an incredibly deep way, because I've always been a very polarizing personality just in who I was my entire life. I'm very loud. I always say I laugh too loud. I curse too much. That comparison is the thief of joy, is the space where we really are trying to gauge our progress judge ourselves. And what other milestone or marker do we have than the people around us, right? So when we are judging how far we get, like it's a race and there's a finish line, then we are stuck in this energy of that person's further along than me. It happens a lot in the spiritual community as well, because there are people that you watch in the spiritual community, and I don't pass judgment. Everybody, expresses how they do, but some of them talk about how they meet people on the astral plane, and some people can meditate for 6 hours, and some people, you know what I'm saying? Like some people talk to spirits, and some people are able to, whatever it is, talk to the Pleiadian and the Galactic Federation of Light. There's people that have all kinds of different, woo-woo things that they connect with, and that they're able to find all of it pointing towards that unconditional love. Just like on YouTube, there are people that do that get 10, 20, 30,000 views. And there are people like me who might get 100 or 200 or 500 or, and some, when I started out, I got 0. Like I was doing this for myself more than for anyone else. But when you look at that and you see someone else's progress and you think, why is that not me? Why am I not able to talk to that person and to meditate this way and all this kind of stuff? So you really have to be almost a self-contained energy where you're only comparing yourself to yourself, where you're only experiencing this as the experience of moving forward, and rather than getting to a destination before someone else or at the rate that someone else is.